Hey guys, it's Jeff from Press Your Luck, and today I was feeling super patriotic, and I just wanted to dress up in my little Edie garb and march around the house with an American flag, but then I decided maybe I'll just translate that into cooking something American instead. So I am making a dish today that's very well known in many households as either American Chop Suey, which I'll call it, and some other people go by American Goulash or even Johnny Marzetti. It's all about the region you live in, what you might call this thing. And all it really is a macaroni in a meat sauce. That's really all that it is, but it's incredibly delicious. I'm gonna give it my own little spin with something really special at the end. Try to guess what that might be. And it's gonna please everyone at the table, whether you're a child or a grown-up, or a child grown up, or an adult child, whatever, you're all gonna love it. Especially if you enjoy meat and pasta, because that's exactly what you're gonna get. And not only is it delicious and satisfying, it's beyond easy to make, and it's gonna become one of your quick go-to favorites. I promise you this. I think you're really gonna enjoy it. Guys, my spin on American Chop Suey. Let's do it. So we're gonna begin with a medium-sized yellow onion, and it's really nice when they have a little ponytail at the top there. And we're gonna dice it up. Now let's take a green bell pepper and do the same. Now I'm gonna go to the Instant Pot and add in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Now let's get that heated up. Now I'm gonna hit the saute button, and I wanna make sure that I'm in the more or the high setting. I adjust that by either hitting the adjust button if your model has it, or if it doesn't, you hit the saute button again to change the level between less or low, normal or medium, more or high. Same things there. All right, and after about 3 minutes of the oil heating up, I'm going to add in my peppers and onion. And I'm going to saute this in the pot for about 3 to 5 minutes until our onion and peppers soften up a bit. And after about 3 to 5 minutes of our veggies sweating it out like they're in a sauna, I'm going to add in 3 cloves or 1 tablespoon of crushed or minced garlic. Saute for another minute. Alright, and now it is time to add in our meat. I am going to add in 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I feel like for this situation, the less lean, the better. So look for like an 80%. You can also add in ground chicken, ground turkey, or a meatloaf mix, which is usually 3 parts, and it's beef, pork, and veal. Add that in there. And now I'm just going to break this up with a spatula, and I'm going to let it saute for about 3 minutes until it begins to crumble. And we're going to just let it brown. We're not going to get it fully cooked here, because that'll happen when it pressure cooks. Alright, and once we're looking like this, all crumbled up, we are perfect and ready to move on. I want to add in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, not to be confused with spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce. They actually sell it in 15-ounce cans as well, so I just have that. 3 cups of beef broth, and I'm using a low sodium here. And I'm going to add in my spices. 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon each of dried basil and black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. For a little bit of a spicy kick, you can add in between 1 to 2 tablespoons of hot sauce, but this is totally optional and you don't have to do that at all. No one is judging you. And now we're going to give all this a stir in the pot. Stir that all up so the spices are all intertwined with the sauce and the broth and the meat and the veggies. So there we go. We have a really nice meat sauce here so far. Well, it's about to become one. And now our final step. And that's going to be to add in our pasta. Now, American Chop Suey is usually made with macaroni, so I'm sticking to it. Macaroni, 1 whole box or a pound worth. Just pour it on top like this. We are not going to mix our pasta in. Let's not do that. Let's simply take our mixing spoon or spatula here and just press it down and submerge it. So all of it's covered by our meat saucy broth. Stirring it might clog things up a bit. We don't want that to happen. Just give it a smoothing situation here. Just like this. I pushed it under and I'm just smoothing it so it's submerged. Exactly what we want. Now we are ready to pressure cook. Alright, I'm going to secure my lid. Make sure that it's in the sealing position. Now I want to hit the cancel or the keep warm cancel button depending on your model. Now hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model. And that can be located in a variety of different places depending on the model you have. But either way, look for the pressure cook or manual button. And I want to go, guys, on this for 5 minutes at high pressure. That's it. And now that we're done pressure cooking, it's time to release that steam, and we call that a quick release. And the pin just dropped, so we're going to take that lid right on off. And there we go, guys, American Chop Suey, all done right in the pot. That's literally all you have to do. Take a spoon here and just stir it around. Might look a little liquidy right before you do that, but as soon as we give everything a good stir, everything is going to thicken up perfectly and combine into the most amazing American Chop Suey. Look at this! I'm gonna put some in a bowl, just like that. Stick a fork in it, and I'm gonna try this out. Now, American Chop Suey is just typically macaroni in a meat sauce, essentially, with some onion and pepper in there. But if we wanna make it a little creamy, you know me, and you know my love for this stuff. The boursin, or boursin, or whatever you wanna call it. This lovely French spreadable herb cheese, any flavor will do. I've taken one here, right out of that little box, and I just cut it into 6 pieces because it'll be easier for it to meld into my chop suey. Again, this is totally optional. And then I'm just gonna stir it up, and everything's going to meld quite quickly because the pasta is very hot with the sauce. It's just gonna give it a nice creamy touch. And if you wanna keep it dairy-free, obviously don't add it. Totally your decision. And after about a minute of stirring it around, our boursin should be totally melded into our sauce. And that's your other option. All right, and now it is time to dig in and try this out. Look at this. Creamy or not, it's gonna be spectacular. Let's do it up. And all right, folks, there's my American Chop Suey, and let's do it up. This is gonna be so good. It's the simple things in life, sometimes the easiest things to make, that are the most satisfactory. Oh man, this is so good. Now I've had it both ways, with and without the boursin, and honestly either way is spectacular. If you want that creamy smooth edge to it, add it. If you don't, by all means leave it out. It'll be a little less calories as well. But the macaroni is cooked to perfection. Hey Richard! Suey! Have you ever had American Chop Suey before?
No.
It's basically just macaroni in a meat sauce.
That's good. Tastes like chili mac.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah.
Chili mac, or American Chop Suey.
American Chop Suey.
Whatever you want to call it. But it's the simplest thing in the world. It's really a crowd pleaser for anybody you feed this to. Kids will probably love this. Throw away those awful, disgusting, canned, like, pasta things that you have. You know, I don't want to name any brands or anything, but this stuff you just open a can, you dump it in there, and they usually have circle shapes. Get rid of that. Make this. This stuff is to die for, delicious, divine, and I really feel like everyone will enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Banjo's licking my foot right now.
Banjo's certainly interested.
I'm gonna have a little bit more of this, so. Richard's working right now, doing his work, and I'm doing my work. My work's a lot tastier though. Leftovers, you can even freeze this if you want, or you can just pop it in the fridge for a few days. It's gonna keep, it's gonna be great. Oh, this is so good. And like I said, so easy, so set it and forget it delicious. And all done in one pot. No draining, no shenanigans like that. You hear that? Banjo's so excited, he's just shaking with joy. You hear that sound? If you guys enjoy these videos, check out pressurelawcooking.com because all my recipes are there. Well, most of them. Some are exclusive to the books. Speaking of which, the Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook, now a #1 bestseller. It's also an international bestseller. Surreal on every level. You don't want to be without this book, guys. 750 color photos with a final shot of every single recipe. I don't know what to say. I love it to pieces. I hope you do too. The lighter Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook comes out in April of 2021. That's gonna have a blue cover. And now this is so good, I might have to make a 3rd cookbook and put this in it. I don't know. It makes me want to put on some Stars and Stripes forever and do a little Edie around the house, you know? Thank you so much for watching again, guys, and also check out facebook.com/pressurelawcooking and like the page for any time a new recipe comes out, deals on items, tips, things you don't want to miss, and at pressurelawcooking on Twitter, tweet, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube. However, I really never tweet, so whatever. Thanks again, guys. Now, next time you're feeling the need for some chili or some chop suey, and make it American style, American Chop Suey it is. Enjoy.